Welcome to the e-teaching journey, brought to you by the Learning Design Unit. Today we're going to look at new ideas for 2009. What are some of the potentials out there? What are new ideas you might like to try? What are these things the students have been talking to you about, and how can you use them? These are the areas we're specifically going to cover today, looking at the student, online activities, learning networks, online communication, active learning, site design, online assessment, multi-location teaching, getting the mix right, and finally, how do we support our teaching teams? Let's begin by thinking about our students. What's happening when they're learning? What things work in your discipline? Only you can answer this, but here's a few ideas. Once you've identified the students and what works in your area, you might think about how you can put them together in online activities. You might start with a reading and then follow that up with a discussion on the reading using an online discussion forum or a blog. The choices are yours. This is an example of a learning sequence put together by the faculty librarian. It explores research skills. You'll notice that they have used a learning module and they've put together a sequence starting with information about the task, some resources on how to find information, and then they've got some prompting questions to get the students to focus their new knowledge. Then we have a quiz so that they can test their information, identify what they don't know, and then they broaden that out and come into an online discussion where they can feedback their broader ideas, their concerns with other students within the subject. Another area that we're seeing across the university is the development of learning networks. These are social spaces in the online learning environment where the students can share ideas and collaborate together to further develop their knowledge outside of the class environment. This slide shows an analysis of discussion forum from the medical students. It compares Shoalhaven and Wollongong students. The blue dots in the centre are students who are tightly networked with each other in the online discussion space. They found at the medical school that those who had strong learning networks in the online environment also had higher mastery of the subject content. You can start to create those networks by using online communication tools. This is an example of a journal. It's a single discussion between yourself and your student where they can reflect ideas. But equally you might want to consider blogs, discussion forums, or the online email. Have you thought about how you might use active learning in your teaching? This is an example of an online role play that was developed for education. Once again, the students are given a resource. In this case, it's an image to get them thinking about the area that they're going to discuss. They're given a scenario, and then they participate online and talk about the scenario in order to come up with a solution. There's a lot of different active learning strategies out there. The common ones are online role plays, problem-based learning, or scenario-based learning. The site design of your e-learning space is really important. How do your students find the pieces of information that you make available? This is a way that an academic has solved this problem, and they've modularised the subject. You'll notice there they've got Unit 1 through to Unit 6. The final project, the major assessment task, is given its own space or link, and the syllabus is given its own link. So as the session progresses, the student knows exactly where to go for the information. So any assessment tasks related to a unit of study reside behind that unit. There's a number of different ways to navigate and design a site. You might like to speak with the learning design team and get some ideas on this.